So in this video, we're going to talk about all the relationship mistakes that I've seen in the TV show that's now on Netflix, Emily in Paris. So I've seen that there's a lot of videos on YouTube about Emily in Paris. I've seen videos criticizing the show in itself, criticizing her fashion style, which, believe me, makes sense because I hated it as well. But I haven't really seen one like the one I want to make, which is discussing why the relationships in Emily in Paris, specifically the love relationships, are full of mistakes all the way around, and explaining why, And to kind of explain this as well, I wanted to say that, as you know, the videos I'm making on here, if you're new, please check them out, are giving advice on a bunch of topics, girl topics, boys, dating, advice, relationships. I have a video on situationships, how to get out of the friend zone, how to be successful on dating apps, and many, many more to come. And I'm going to keep doing those kind of videos, but I want to open a new section, which is relationship mistakes in, and the name of a TV show, a movie that's popular, that's well known, that's current, that's just like a classic, and explain the different relationship mistakes that we see in fiction that we can later translate to our own lives thinking it's going to work out, and it won't because they are relationship mistakes. So that's the new section. I hope you guys really like it. I have already ideas for different movies and TV shows I'm going to be talking about, but if you have any suggestions, you can of course always leave them in the comments. So anyway, after that little explanation, let's get started with Emily in Paris. So a quick summary of the show for those who haven't watched it or who just want to be refreshed what it was about. It's a girl in her 20s called Emily who lives in the States, in Chicago, I think. And she suddenly has moved to Paris to work at this marketing company. She worked in that as well in America to give them her American point of view to this French company. And basically while she's there, she has some problems with the boss, who's this older woman. But little by little, she makes a lot of progress. She becomes kind of like an influence on Instagram just because she's talking about Paris and showing Paris. And, then there's her whole love life, which is, I'd say, the most important part of the show, truly. And which is the part I'm going to focus on now. So besides the fact that her relationships or her friendships are really kind of vague and don't really go into depth, so you can't really get much knowledge from that, I'd have to say that the love relationships that she's shown having are really, really just terrible, okay? So on the first hand, she's shown as a really romantic person. So she breaks up with her boyfriend shortly after coming to Paris because he doesn't want to go visit her. And she seems upset by this, but recovers very quickly. And you do see her in many instances of the show walking around Paris and just being like, oh, this city is so romantic, looking at the couples. And it seems like that's what she wants. She wants love. She wants a relationship. However, during the show, she's seen having a lot of casual flings and, to be honest, having sex with more than 3 or 4 guys, which is quite a lot in the time she is. It's not a bad thing, obviously. I'm all for casual hookups. I'm all for women having sex with as many guys as they want. It's just weird to show her as this romantic person looking for love and then show her hooking up with so many guys, And that's the first relationship mistake in Emily in Paris that I would say is that if you're looking for love, if that's truly your mission, if you're truly a romantic, the best way to achieve love is not to hook up with many guys. Not only that, but if she were truly a romantic in real life, if you're a romantic and you hook up with a bunch of guys, what's going to happen to you is that you're going to end up falling for one of these guys or getting your heart broken or feeling that you're being used. So the portrayal that she can be totally romantic and yet engage in casual relationships without getting her feelings attached, without getting broken-hearted or feeling bad once the outcome is a breakup or it's only just a fling, is not accurate. So I just wanted to say to my fellow romantics out there that if you're truly in search of love and you're a romantic being and you're sensitive, don't think that in Emily in Paris you can just hook up with guy after guy and then it'll work out great. No, you're going to get your feelings attached. You're going to feel bad about it afterwards. And on the other hand, if you're only interested in casual hookups and you're not this romantic soul in search for everlasting love, well then it's fine to engage in that. But just be clear with what you want. You have to, act in one way or the other for it to work out. Okay, so besides that, another relationship they show is that her boss is having an affair with a married man and that ultimately it makes her upset and, it's not everything that she could ever want. In this sense, that is, I think, pretty accurate because it does show that when you're the other woman, there's going to be disappointments and you're never going to have the man fully to himself. to yourself. Even he shows an interest, even though he's with her, his lover, and he has a wife as well, he shows an interest in Emily. And that's also something that I think is actually well done by the show, because it shows the reality that if you're with a married man and you're the other woman, it is very likely that his attention could be grabbed by another woman, and that he won't only have you as his lover, but that he could have many other lovers, or he could substitute by somebody else, prettier, younger, or just newer, or that he could, so it just shows that being the other woman is never a good idea, But on the same note, it then shows Emily as being the other woman, and it being a fabulous idea, which is the biggest mistake of the show, and the thing that really made me just mad and made me think, how can they be showing this as like romantic and beautiful and wonderful when it's a terrible idea? So at the beginning of the show, Emily meets her very handsome neighbor, who's French but speaks English very well so that they can communicate, because she doesn't really learn French at all. Yeah. And she likes him right away. So they're very flirtatious from the beginning, and one night after they've been flirting and he's helped her out with something, she's like all happy and she kisses him. Once she kisses him, she finds out, just like moments after, that he has a girlfriend, who she coincidentally had met just like a few moments before and kind of befriended, because as we all know, Paris is so small, that she's gonna meet the girlfriend of her neighbor and become friends with her anyway. But as soon as she finds out he has a girlfriend, she's like, okay, he's off limits, we have to stop flirting, blah, blah, blah. I can't kiss him again, And she actually does become friends with her neighbor's girlfriend, So there's this weird kind of love triangle thing where she and the neighbor still like each other. They're always flirting. You can tell they like each other, but she's also friends with his girlfriend, so it's all a mess. At the very end of the show, he breaks up with a girlfriend, not really for Emily, just because of the circumstances. It wasn't working out and he was going to move, but he ends up not moving. And he breaks up with his girlfriend, and him and Emily share a night of passion, but then she's like, oh, we can't do anything more because it would break your ex-girlfriend now is hurt, and she's my friend as well, we shouldn't date, blah, blah, blah. But it ends open-ended where she sees that he's not going to move in the end, and it leaves it up to interpretation that they could end up together. If there's another season, they could date, but of course, there'll always be the conflict, I'm guessing, in the next season of his ex-girlfriend as well, blah, 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 So the reason why I didn't like this that happened in the show is simple. So from the very beginning, she's liking a guy that has a girlfriend. And I do not recommend ever being, having a crush, being infatuated, liking a man who has a girlfriend. To make matters even worse, she actually befriends the girlfriend. So it's not like she likes a guy and she knows she has a girlfriend, but she doesn't know the woman, No, she's actually friends with her, and yet she's still flirting with the guy. She still has feelings for him. She's still kind of in a way trying to get something out of the situation, And the reason why I'm so against this is, one, girl code. Like, you should never like some, friend of yours, her man, But besides that, the big problem that I see is that it shows how at the end she could end up with him and it would be really great and it would be romantic and it would be fabulous. But what the show doesn't show is that a man who's flirting with another woman while he has a girlfriend, it's not because Emily is so great and he's just so in love with her, and who could resist just Emily, No. The real subtext, the real thing that would happen in real life is that if he's flirting with you and likes you while he has a girlfriend, once you're his girlfriend, he's going to do the same exact thing to you. So that's a big relationship mistake that they're showing, is that you can end up with a guy and it can go great and you guys can fall in love while he had a girlfriend and he noticed you, and that is not true in the least. A guy who has the tendency to flirt with other women while he has a girlfriend, when you're his girlfriend, he's going to do the exact same thing to you. Not only that, but if a guy truly likes you and he has a girlfriend and he just notices that he really likes you, he's fallen in love with you, he can't help it, the right thing to do, the courageous thing to do, is to break up with his girlfriend and give her the reason. Say, like, I'm breaking up with you because I've fallen madly in love with Emily and I can't help myself, and then come to you and be like, no matter what, even though it's not right, even though it's not the best situation, I'm in love with you, or I really like you, I've broken up with my girlfriend, I've told her why, let's date. In that instance, the relationship has more of a chance of surviving, because if he didn't really cheat on her, if he left her for you truly because he really just got feelings for you, well, then he's being legitimate, he's being honest, and the relationship could work. However, in the show, he doesn't break up with his girlfriend for Emily. What happens is that he happens to break up with his girlfriend, and then he just is like, okay, great, now that I'm single, let me get with Emily. Another huge red flag, another huge mistake, he's not showing that he really wants to be with you, and that's why he's ending his relationship. So in that instance in which, imagine you like a guy, or he's cheating on his girlfriend with you, or even just flirting with you when his girlfriend's not around and not looking, and he suddenly breaks up with his girlfriend for other reasons, and the second he breaks up with her, he's after you, and you guys hook up and you guys start getting together. That's also, to me, a huge red flag, and that shows that it's not going to work out, because he didn't come in after you in a legitimate and honest fashion. No, he waited till he was suddenly single, and he was like, yeah, this girl that I've had on the line, dangling on the line, who has been after me while I had a girlfriend who I know likes me, she's the first victim I'm going to have after my breakup, you know? So that's also a thing that I think in real life never works out. And I don't like this idea of romanticizing and making it romantic and flirty and fun, the idea of a guy who has a girlfriend and likes you. It's not romantic, it's not flirty, it's fun. It hurts the feelings of the girlfriend. I felt really bad for the girlfriend in this show, you know? It's like we have to care only about Emily and that she likes him and he likes her, and we have to not care about the girlfriend, but I did, and I felt bad for her. And that's the thing, in real life, even if it works out between you and the guy with the girlfriend, or if you're flirting, even just flirting, which you can say, oh, it's harmless. If you were the girlfriend, you wouldn't like your boyfriend to be flirting with another woman. So whatever outcome, it always hurts somebody's feelings, and in the long run, it's going to hurt you if you're the one who's after a guy with the girlfriend, because even if they break up, even if he gets together with you, eventually you'll be suspicious, you'll see him flirting with other women, because it's probably in his nature, or he'll end up cheating on you as well. And it can just go wrong in so many ways. So let's not romanticize this idea of this handsome guy who you like so much, but oh, he has a girlfriend. Let's not make it exciting and more fun because it's more of a challenge. No, it's always a mistake. It can lead to problems. It can lead to bad situations, and it always ends up hurting somebody, and it'll end up hurting you as well if you keep it up in the long run, because guys like that rarely change. So I think that's it. That's all my thoughts on the relationship mistakes in Emily in Paris, and the advice that I think we can get from it. You know, the advice to not do what the show shows, but to do actually the opposite on like almost every point. And yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this. I'll do more videos on relationship mistakes on different TV shows and movies. If you have any suggestions, you can of course leave them in the comments below. As always, I want to remind you that I want to do a video answering subscribers' questions on your particular situations that you need advice on. Since this is an advice channel and I like giving advice and boy and girl talk advice, I would love to know your situation. Hey, I like this guy. What should I do? Hey, this happened with my boyfriend. I'm really upset. Hey, anything you want to tell me about. You know, I'm in a situationship. I'm in a friends with benefits thing. I'm in the friend zone. Anything you need advice about, particularly, leave it in the comments below. Very soon I'll have an Instagram page pertaining to this YouTube where you can also leave questions, but for now leave it in the comments down below. And please please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll make new videos very soon, so keep up to date. Watch them all if you haven't already. I'll see you very soon. As again, you know, thanks for watching, and yeah, catch you next time. Bye guys.